Ghislaine Maxwell, the former girlfriend of Jeffrey Epstein and alleged madam who is accused of procuring young girls for him, will be transferred from New Hampshire to New York to face child sex trafficking charges on Thursday. Maxwell was taken into custody in Bradford, a small town in New Hampshire, on Thursday morning. Special Agent William Sweeney said at a press conference later that the FBI after discreetly keeping tabs on her for some time and that she recently moved to the property. Reuters reports that Maxwell bought the 156-acre property for all cash, using an LLC to hide her identity, in December. Agents moved in this morning. No other circumstances surrounding her arrest are known. In a video-linked court appearance on Thursday afternoon, her attorneys agreed to have the case moved to the Southern District of New York, where she is being charged. Journalists could not see her but they were permitted to dial in to listen to the proceedings. Prosecutors asked the judge to deny her bail, saying she is a flight risk with an international network of friends and access to unlimited resources. She has been held for now without bail and is likely to appear in court in New York City either tomorrow or on Monday. It's unclear where she will now be detained before her next court appearance, but the judge said she would be temporarily placed in custody. A grand jury returned a sealed, 6-count indictment against her on June 29, almost a year after Epstein was charged. It accuses her of enticing underage girls to travel for sex, actually having sex with them and Epstein, and later lying about it under oath in depositions when she was being sued by Virginia Giuffre Roberts, one of Epstein's accusers, who says she had sex with Prince Andrew when she was 17. Maxwell has not been seen since last August when she was photographed at an In-N-Out Burger in Los Angeles, 10 days after Epstein's suicide. The charges relate to incidents that happened between 1994 and 1997 and involve 3 unnamed victims, the youngest of whom was 14. The alleged abuse happened at Epstein's homes in New York, Florida and New Mexico, and at Maxwell's home in London. Epstein has been accused of abusing dozens more girls, and Maxwell is tangentially associated with the decades of alleged horror because, the accusers say, she was always by his side or making arrangements for him and them. On Thursday, Acting U.S. Attorney Audrey Strauss said the investigation into Epstein's decades of abuse is ongoing and that she'd welcome Prince Andrew coming in to provide a statement, prompting speculation that he may among people investigators may focus their attention on next. "We would welcome Prince Andrew coming in to talk to us. We would like to have the benefit of his statement. Our doors remain open. We would welcome him coming in and giving us an opportunity to hear his statement," she said. It opens the door to questions of jurisdiction and whether or not U.S. Attorney Strauss may charge for alleged incidents that happened in London and not America. Among the claims in the indictment is that Maxwell groomed one of the victims in London. At her press conference, Strauss said some of the sexual abuse also happened at Maxwell's house in London. The charges against Maxwell are conspiracy to entice minors to travel to engage in illegal sex acts, enticement of a minor to travel to engage in illegal sex acts, conspiracy to transport minors with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, transportation of a minor with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, and 2 counts of perjury. If convicted, she could face life in prison on the most serious charge, transportation of a minor with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, which carries a minimum 10-year sentence. The indictment alleges, Maxwell groomed 3 unnamed girls, all under the age of 18, in London, New York, and Florida, and New Mexico between 1994 and 1997. She befriended them by taking them to the movies or on shopping sprees and normalized abusive behavior by getting undressed in front of them herself. She encouraged them to travel to meet Epstein and engage in sex acts with them and him, like group massage sex in Epstein's homes. Her introduction of them to him resulted in him abusing them when she was not present. She lied in 2016 depositions while being sued by Virginia Giuffre Roberts that she'd never groomed or had sex with underage girls herself. It reads in part, Ghislaine Maxwell facilitated Jeffrey Epstein's access to minor victims knowing that he had a sexual preference for underage girls and that he intended to engage in sexual activity with those victims. When she met Epstein, she had an astonishing network of influential and important friends and acquaintances around the world, which many say is what drew him to her. She was photographed at Chelsea's wedding, and she also flew with Clinton on Epstein's private jet, dubbed the Lolita Express because it was used to ferry young girls to his private Caribbean island or ranch in New Mexico. She has also been photographed with Epstein and Donald and Melania Trump at parties, years before Epstein became a social pariah. Among the allegations in the indictment is that Maxwell groomed the girls, including one in London. At a press conference on Thursday afternoon, acting U.S. Attorney for the Southern District Audrey Strauss said, Maxwell enticed minor girls, got them to trust her, then delivered them into the trap that she and Epstein had set for them. She pretended to be a woman they could trust, all the while she was setting them up to be sexually abused by Epstein, in some cases, by Maxwell herself. Today, after many years, Ghislaine Maxwell finally stands charged for her role in these crimes.